To take a shot on this or not in this RIVN. What's Lucid doing? What's Tesla doing? Tesla's coming in too. What's Neo doing? Neo's at lows. I'd like to see more volume. Oh, what is the 250s here at 10:30 and then threes over there, and this was just one. It was a 200. And here's AMD retesting, but still doesn't have the volume. Yeah, I'm thinking I do want to try this RIVN to the short side. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna go for it, guys. I'm gonna go for 2 at 94 up there, and then 100 there, and my out's above 60. I said my out's above 60, right? Yeah. So there it is. Let me set a marker here. So I'm looking at this. There's AMD hitting lows. So looking to short this RIVN up above 94 against 60 cents, against 94.60s based off of this context down here and then the footprint structure here and here. I'm using this as my out, this as my first entry, and then this as my second. And let's keep an eye on this AMD because if this thing falls apart, I want to be involved. And let's also look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA on lows. Low day. Go back to AMD. I also want to know when RIVN makes new lows, just to keep track of it. And then AMD also want to keep track of. Okay, so AMD is there. Let's go back and look at the RIVN. So stalking this RIVN short. Market looks really weak down here, doesn't it? Couple pennies, new lows on RIVN. I think another ideal situation for what I'm looking at is if RIVN went to check the other side of 92, or the other side of 93, sorry, it dropped down to the 92s. If it went and flushed down to the 92s pretty quickly, down below 93 pretty quickly, kind of what it's doing now, if it can continue going, that's actually a good sign for the short, because then I can start to target some of these areas up here in the 60s as an entry spot. So move move my entry down from above 94 down to these areas here, and I'm willing to do that. This is looking better for the short on RIVN. starting to get extended nicely here. Yeah, I can. So Rivian's a thinner stock, so you're going to see it's not going to be as thick as something like Apple, for example, but you can say they're pounding the bid on the way down. 23,000 right there, 12,000, 10,000, another 12,000 there, 11,000, 11,000. They're just pounding into it. Up here as well, 17,000, 12,000, 10,000. Let me reset this here so I can keep an eye on it. In AMD, so here's an example. AMD is thicker, right? So AMD 59,000, 26, 21, 31,000, 23,000, 47,000, 115,000, getting smacked here in AMD, and that's not even hitting like a heavy size yet. So you can see the differences between the different names that you have to take into account. AMD making new lows here. I wonder if it's just not going to set up for me with the with what I'm looking for, the extension and all that. So there's Rivian. I do like that. The question now is, do I lower my entry down here? I would have really preferred to have seen it dip below 93, and we didn't get that. So I'm hesitant at this point to move my entry, my offers lower. If we had dipped below 93 on that test, then I would have been more comfortable lowering down here, but this thing can pop $1 in no time, so still need to be cautious. There's a drop below. I'm going to move this one down from here down to the 70s. That is not where I wanted to move it. Where's the 70s? That's 67. Hold on. Where's the 70s? The top of that. Yeah, like right there. I'm going to move that one down. So instead of this, I'm looking at like right in here for this one. For AMD, is the structure of the footprint good, but just missing the overall volume? Correct. For me, for what I'm looking for, the structure of the context of the daily is there. I like the weakness that I'm seeing. The structure of the footprint is not quite there. It's not as extended as I would like. Like look at Rivian extension on this. Like this is extended down, this is extended down, this is extended down. AMD, these are very much, I don't know, they just feel not as extended. And on top of that, we don't have the volume coming in. These are very light colors compared to what I'm looking for. And even this isn't that heavy, so that's another reason. It's like a small negative against this. I did lower my offer down in the 70s. I don't anticipate myself lowering anymore. I don't think I'm going to chase this down because the volume isn't there yet. So we'll see if I can get filled in the 70s and up at 94. And if not, then I didn't catch it. Maybe I'm being too conservative. I don't know. But we'll analyze that after the fact. Whoa. Did you see that? Did you guys see that? It just popped a 1.5 and filled me on all of my size right there. Did you see that? I have full size at... What happened there? I'm taking profit here, guys. I just got filled. The spread is super wide. Some kind of event just happened. I just got filled on most of my size. I'm down to 100 shares. Did you see that happening? That was crazy. Um, so I am still short from 95 cents. I just took profit on half my position, and I'm going to cancel my stop here, and I am putting my stop. Oops, probably that was just a stop run, I think. Honestly, I think that was a stop run before this thing starts to go to lows. I'm gonna cover a little bit in the 90s and then also in the 70s near low a day. Hopefully, you can get a run on this thing. And yeah, my average is 95 cents. Good average. Market, I want to see turnover and head to lows here. But in terms of a stop, yeah, I'm going to put it above 94. If it goes back above 94, then I'm not interested. So I'll stop out of the remaining piece up there. Otherwise, that was very quick. That's going to make for an interesting video later. So got filled on all of my RIVN on some crazy stop run, what is what it looks like. It popped up to 50 cents and my stop was in the 60s. So good stop placement on my part down there. Here's the hole at 93. It broke the hole. Let's see if we can get a run down to new lows here. This RIVN looks very weak. Would like to see if we can get a break there. I am in front of the low of the day, looking to cover a little more piece, and I'm actually, just based on how that spiked, I'm going to put some what I call holy shit covers, or oh shit covers, if this thing just goes. So yeah, this thing's falling apart here. I covered a small piece there in the 90s. I'm looking to get some in the 70s, then in the 30s. That was kind of crazy. Look at that. Market is on lows. AMD also on lows and still don't have the volume in there to get in. I mean, it's just more of a slow bleed off, but I'm just going to focus on this RIVN trade and try to manage this. There I am at 76 cents looking to get another piece off. And just everything feels heavy. The market's going in our favor. This RIVN, that was quite the move there to run all the stops for any shorts. And here's 76. Can I get a fill? Some in-between algos. Got a fill at 76. Still have a good portion left. And there I am in the 30s. Down to the 50s. This RIVN's falling apart here, guys. The bid's just getting slammed. If we get, there's the 40s. Can we get down to the 30s and get a cover down there? Not yet. Not yet. Gonna have to pop a little bit first. I'm gonna go ahead and cancel that stop order. A little bit of market participation. There's Snap heading down to lows. I'm gonna have to look at that a little bit later. Would like to see some more significant lows than just, I think it was just 20 cents that it made. I think we can get down and test the other side of 90. So AMD still doing its thing. Let's quickly look at Snap. Snap let me get off of a 1 minute and down to a 5 minute. It's breaching this area here. So, gonna set a low a day alert on that. Go back to AMD and then come back to, Neo is dropping. Neo's dropping below the previous day low. Here's RIVN. Let's see if we can get another test to go fill me in the 30s and then down at the hole near 92. Here we go. Some more bid smashing. Got filled in the 30s there. Let's see if we can make another trip down to the hole. I'm going to put more oh shit bids in. Down in the 90s, 91s area. If the market really starts coming in, I think we can go visit 91. This thing feels like it just wants to fall apart. It just feels very fragile. There's a little bit of buying here in the 30s. I saw this guy refresh. Yeah, I didn't really care for that action. I'm not seeing a seller step down. Like, I'm not seeing the seller actively come down and press, which is what I want to see here. Getting a heavy positive delta here as well, but I think it might be too early for that. Look at the context. That looks so heavy. And where was the support that we had just referenced with that huge volume? 92.60. So this is the support. Oh, it's the line I drew in. Remember I drew in this line when we were looking at possibly taking this trade on. This is a support level from the daily. So if we start getting hung up around here, that is a reason to be careful and defend. If we have trouble cracking new lows here soon, then I'm gonna probably lighten up and leave, I don't know, maybe 1/5 or 1/10 of my position on for a runner. But I'd like to see a seller step down, and I'm not seeing that right now. We are on lows on the market, which is going to help. Neo is on lows. Would like to see the seller step down and start pressing against that bid. No, we're seeing some buying coming in right around this support level from the daily. Oof, then they slammed him down very quickly. That's very bearish. So the seller is just trying not to press and not to break the market, but the market's going to lows, so the seller might not have another option than to hit the bids. They got to start. I mean, look at how quickly this low a day wheel is spinning. There's Nvidia on lows, and I'm thinking this Rivian's going to come in even further. Just want to see the seller come and press. The spread is tightening up here a little bit, but I want to see this thing start pressing, especially with the market coming in. So there's Neo coming in on lows. Where's our AMD? It's hanging around there. There's Nvidia coming in on lows. Everything looking just rather weak, but then here we go again. Popped up. 60 selling and refreshing. Holds, steps down. And again, on this level 2, I want to see these sellers come and press close to this bid, and right now they're not. And then back to the 60. The 60 is refreshing. ARC is only showing 100, and it just had 1,000 go off. But I think we might be having trouble around this support level. If we can go crack these low a day, then I think it's going to give up and go. And I want to try to keep my size on, my runner on, until we go crack, because I think we can go visit the 91s. So, and also we have things in our favor. There's VIX on highs. So there's the VIX on highs, which additionally supports my short here. And here's the seller stepping down, tighter spread. Can we hold below 50 now? Can we start to press? I see the bids getting smacked at 49s and 47s, a little bit of size getting smacked at 48s. Can this seller start pressing? How urgent is the seller to get their order filled? Market's still on lows, and this 49 buyer is just not giving up. 49 by 50, 1 penny spread. Look at the battle happening here. 49 by 50. And they are refreshing. They're both refreshing. EdgeX showing size there. Seller slamming the bids. Buyer making a stand, trying to see if they'll blow them out. Spread widens. Here we go. 3 cents off of lows. Smack that bid. Just blow this thing out. Not stepping down yet. Market's still on lows. Bids getting hit. There's new lows. 25s. Would like to see it push. Continue to push. Step down. Don't hang out up here at 30s. I want to see the seller start moving. Start moving. Trying to hold on to my size here. Yeah, and then rebid on 30. Like that's not what I want to see here. I'm gonna try to take some off at 30. I didn't get it. There I am at 33. Got filled. I'm just tiny pieces, guys. Tiny, tiny pieces. Let's see if we can crack this. Just the fact that it's not falling apart, you know, like that's another reason why I'm just taking little tiny pieces of profit. 20s, my next cover is in front of 92, and then I'm hoping for a flush to the mid 91s. If we are truly going to hold this breach of the support level on the daily. And right now, market looks heavy, and I think we're going to come in more. Would love to see the seller get more aggressive. There's new lows on RIVN. Coming in, my next cover is right in front of 92. Still, the seller is not coming down to push. They're still taking their time and then lifting. And then when they lift, it pops like 20, 30 cents, but getting it to go down 5 cents is hard. That's a warning sign. The tape is not showing the heaviness that I'm hoping for. So I'm going to watch this pretty carefully as it comes into 92, because if the seller won't press and isn't coming down and holding under there, then this 24 cents is refreshing. Gonna try to take another piece off at 24. And I did not get it. I didn't get it. It's just trading between the spread. There it is. Got another piece off down here in the 20s. Spread tightening up a little bit. Seller still hasn't pushed. And then the pop. And see how quickly it pops? Now we're above 50 cents here. You see how quickly it went from the teens up to above 50 cents? And that's what I mean. The seller is not aggressive here. And now the market's popping, so I'm going to start lightening up a little bit more. Here in the 20s. Yeah. I'm taking more off, guys. Down to a tenth of my original position down here. And this is what I'm going to use for a footprint exit for a runner. I think that above like 93.20, I'm going to bomb out. So I'm trying to risk a point to make 2 points at that point. So I'm just going to set a stop, 93.20. And the rest is going to be a footprint exit. I'm glad I turned the recording on for this. This has been a unique trade. And then the other support down below there is in the 80s. I don't think we're going to get down there today, and I think that this support might actually hold. Here we go. I have another cover at 6 cents. We did not get there. We got to 8. I have a 6 cent cover. There I am. Didn't get it. Highly likely we'll go check the other side of 92 at this point. I'm a penny away from getting a cover here at 6 cents, but did not get it. $10, sevens. Come on, seller. Step it up. Oh my gosh. A penny away from getting filled on a cover and didn't get it. I think I will get it though. I'll just be patient. There's 7 cents. If this 7 cent buyer will get out of the way, then I should get filled. 7 buying. Didn't get it. You see that? To the penny. To the penny. And then it pops 20 cents. Boom, right away. Let's see if we can go test that 92 again. Let's see what other things did while we wait for that to shape up. AMD is bouncing. NVIDIA is bouncing. NEO is bouncing. What did Micron do? Sold off hard. So it double topped up there. So I actually had a pretty good exit. Um, and then what was I watching? Neo as a break of this level. Yeah, and I'm just again keeping this support level in mind that we breached and aren't really pulling away from this support level. So the likelihood that it could suck right back up above 93 pretty quickly is high. And I was a penny away from getting a cover down in front of 92. I didn't get it. I could have fought for it a little bit more, but yeah, bounce 50 cents. Let's see if we can go back down there and retest below 92. Just stay patient. Now we're popping even more. It's hard to even see what's going on the chart here. I have to switch to a 1 minute. Still no heavy positive delta. So no reason to get out of the runner. Down in the 20s again. And look how quickly we came back down here. I'm watching carefully the tape down here because I want to see if there's a buyer sitting down here. Yeah. Didn't spend much time down in the teens there. When we get done with this trade, I'm going to go back and review what happened here. I took size off very quickly here, but there was a good reason for it, and I'll show you guys what I meant when we can see the video. This spike happened so quickly. It was a volatility spike, and when it came back, I got filled and it came back in, and the spread was so wide, like it was like 20 plus 30 cents wide. And that just shows a very inefficient market. And you don't know, of course, that this is going to go to lows and make new lows when it's spiking like that. So if you're given, don't look the gift horse in the mouth. If you're filled and you're immediately in the money by a point, like or almost a point, like I was for these two areas, you take it. That was less than, I think it was like 2 seconds. It was like boom, filled, boom in the money. You take it. You take it. That's a different situation. That's a volatility type situation. So But I'm glad I left a third of the position on to run and started piecing that out down here. Not really liking this action I have going on down here. We can't really hold below 30 cents anymore. And just kind of rounding out here. Gonna base that on Moderna. Moderna's falling apart. Let's look. This is the one that didn't have the volume, but when it cracked that level, I was looking at it like, hey, look at it, it's gonna go at 225s, I think. Yeah, 225s, 224s, and it cracked those, and it's still going down. Just doesn't have the volume. And AMC, look at this bounce. Wow, that's crazy. Checking back in on RIVN, and now we're just hanging out here. So need to just leave the runner on and use the footprint exit for this. I do have the stop for the runner above 93.20, so I'm using this as protection. And if it gets back up here, then I'll exit. But other than that, gonna try to hold on for another leg down. Try to make it down to the 91s. But this AMC was at 22.94 and just popped a point straight up on super heavy volume. Curious what that was, if that was fresh news or something else. So that's kind of interesting. Apple, AMD. Yeah, everything's kind of bouncing now. Intel. Oh, that was Snap breaking that previous day low and then popping back up. It's pretty interesting. Mm-hmm. Popping back up here. Oh, wow. The seller stepped in, and I don't know if you guys saw that, but when it popped up there, the seller stepped in and just slammed for anybody who was willing to buy up there. Not an easy trader, Rivian. Looks like there was a little bit of size here in the 30s that was buying. 13,000 there, another 4,3,4,3,4,000 around there, like in this 30s, and then over here 10,000, another 5, 4, 3, 4. So a little bit of buying here in the 30s, just under that support area from the daily that we are now above. And this is why I had this line drawn in, is because this support area could cause this kind of congestion here. And I'm leaving the runner on for the potential of it further breaking down, but right now it looks like it's going to hang around this support area from the daily. They did it again. That same thing they just did a minute ago. Where it pops up and then boom, seller slams on it. Here it is again, pops it up. And are they going to just smack the bids again down to the 70s? No one's lifting these offers. Like no one's paying up except for that guy. Still no reason to get nervous about the footprint exit. Don't have a heavy positive delta yet. I'm actually closer to getting out from my hard stop than I am from a heavy positive delta. Like right here, basically, I'm going to get stopped out. Nope. Almost did. I probably will here. I'm like 3 cents away from getting stopped out. And there it is. Stopped out of RIVN. Cancel my remaining orders. Set a marker on